So he'd been dealing with hip problems for a lot of years, and he'd been surfing for a very long time. And he was kind of giving up on surfing. He's a roofer. He had a roofing company, has a roofing company. And he was really afraid of the hip surgery. Even though hip surgery today is something that is pretty nominal, the challenge was that the degradation in his hip and his back and his legs was pretty severe, even though he was surfing on a consistent basis. And so what we actually did is we worked with him on his solar plexus. He had a lot of stress. He was very angry and in lots of blame, and he used to have a very big roofing company, and really bummed out about the turn of the economy and the company. And then what started to occur were the things in the hips. And so as we started to unwind those things, what we identified was, yes, there was an emotional challenge. The physical challenge had been going on for a long time. Since he was pretty young, he'd fallen. And it just continued to degrade. And as his emotions degraded, it just became a great big ball of mess in his back and in his hips. And so our mission was to get him walking better, to get him to be able to surf, because that's what he loved to do for his activity, and to get his body in a position where he could actually have the surgery, because he'd already, the bone had degraded so much that he did need part of a plate in his leg. So it took us probably about 6 months of working consistently on the physical, the physiological DNA pieces, and all of the emotional components that were coming around the hips and immobility and the blame and the shame and all of the different traumas that he'd actually lodged in his hips for many, many years. And as we unwound those, his business started to grow as well. And once we got him prepared for the surgery, he was up and back on his feet and on a surfboard within 4 days. I'd say that's a pretty awesome success story. Yeah, so his relationships in his business were contentious. They tried a whole bunch of transformational rah-rah events. He and his business partners had gone into a whole bunch of different events, and it was better. But it wasn't until we really unlocked all of the trauma and drama that was in the solar plexus in his heart, because he'd really just shut himself down. It was just, you could see it on his face. He was just really wound tight. And he'd gone through a contentious divorce, and the situation with his son and his ex was pretty challenged. And so as we unwound that, he actually became friendly with his ex, and he got full custody of his child. So things really unwound. His business partner and he made amends and really found a way to change the business from just roofs and leaks and so on and so forth to many more facets of like solar and all of these really interesting things that would be for future based.